Have you ever had that feeling? You know the one, that perfect, pure swing, only to look up and see the ball do something totally bizarre? Well, today, we're going to dig into a hidden variable that might just be sabotaging your entire golf game, one shot at a time.
Come on, we've all been there. You make perfect contact, it feels amazing off the club face, but the ball just doesn't fly right. And what do? We immediately blame our swing, right? Our tempo, our focus. But what if the real culprit is something you've been overlooking this whole time?
The thing is, the answer is way smaller than you'd imagine. It's actually hiding in plain sight, deep inside the grooves of your club. We're going to zoom all the way in and show you exactly how this microscopic debris is costing you consistency, shot after shot after shot.
So our investigation starts right here. Look, the grooves on your club face are so much more than just a few lines in the metal. They are a critical piece of engineering, a piece of tech that literally dictates how the ball spins, how it flies, and ultimately where it lands.
You know, you should think of your club's grooves like the high-performance treads on a Formula One racing tire. They're designed to do one thing and do it really well. Bite into the soft cover of that golf ball, channel away anything that gets between them, and generate that massive, crucial backspin you need for pinpoint control.
Okay, and this is where the physics gets really interesting and honestly, where the problem truly begins. These grooves are engineered to an incredibly precise width and depth, but as you can see here, tiny particles of sand and soil are often the perfect size to get wedged deep down inside them, not just sit on the surface, and that's where all the trouble starts.
Which brings us to a huge misconception in golf. We all do it, right? A quick wipe with the towel and we think, yep, club's clean. Well, you're about to see why that simple, common habit is actually a really dangerous illusion.
So, here's what's really happening on the course. First, the incredible force of your swing literally hammers dirt, grass, and sand deep into those grooves, packing them in super tight. Then you grab your towel for a wipe, but the fibers of the towel, they just glide right over the top edges of the grooves. So the result? You have a club face that looks perfectly clean, but underneath, it's secretly loaded with gunk, ready to sabotage your very next shot. You know, this analogy is just perfect. Think about it. Paving over a pothole doesn't fix the road, does it? No way! You still feel that jarring bump when your car goes over it. It's the exact same thing with your club. The face looks fine, but that hidden debris is absolutely killing your performance at that critical moment of impact.
All right, so we've seen the problem on a single shot. Now let's zoom back out and see how this tiny, microscopic issue creates a massive headache over the course of a full 18 holes. Because this isn't just a one-off problem. It's a slow, steady breakdown of your equipment's performance.
Just think about your trusty golf towel for a second. On the first tee, it's clean, it's effective, but by the time you're on the back nine, let's be honest, it's a damp, gritty mess. And by the 18th hole, it's so saturated with dirt and moisture that every single wipe is actually just spreading a fine layer of grime back onto your club face. Your cleaning tool has officially turned against you.
Okay, let's connect all the dots here. Your grooves are clogged up, your towel is now making things worse, so what's the real-world cost to your game? What's the actual performance penalty? Well, it means you're bleeding control, you're losing consistency, and you're dropping strokes.
This chart pretty much visualizes what we all feel instinctively out there on the course. We start the round striping it, feeling really confident, but by the back nine, our game just starts to fall apart a little. And we always blame fatigue, don't we? Oh, I'm just getting tired. But this data suggests the real culprit could be all that accumulating gunk in our grooves.
And here's the bottom line. Clogged grooves absolutely kill your backspin. And that leads to inconsistent launch angles, those dreaded flyers that go way long, a total loss of distance control, and just completely unpredictable results. In other words, it's the perfect recipe for frustration, even when your swing feels great.
So here it is. This is the big takeaway. The next time you hit one of those baffling shots late in a round, just stop for a second. Stop blaming your swing. Instead, look down at your club. The problem might not be the player at all. It might just be the physics of dirty equipment. This all begs the question then, if a simple wipe just doesn't cut it, what can you do? Well, the solution is actually way simpler than you think. The next time you're on the course, just take 2 extra seconds to clean out your grooves with a proper brush, not just a towel. Get that hidden debris out of there. It is such a tiny change, but it could make a huge, game-changing difference in your consistency and your score.